Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from, whatever time zone you're watching me from. This is Pat, the analyst. In today's video, we'll be jumping real quick on BTC USDT, and I'll be reviewing. Before now, we made a video last month, and I'm sorry I've not been giving you feedback time to time because I was literally busy. I was caught off by some um, personal issues. So we'll be talking about BTC USDT. First of all, we'll be reviewing the analysis we made last, which was the analysis I made on the 5th. Analysis I made on the 5th. The analysis I made on the 5th of last month. And we'll be checking out how the market moved in respect to that analysis. And you can always review yourself to that analysis. If you go to my YouTube channel, this is it here. It has 91 view, yeah. So we'll be reviewing it and then checking what has played out so far. Then we'll be talking about what will happen next in the market. So because of this, we'll be going over to our chart. Or if you want me to replay the video a little bit for us, I don't think that will be necessary. You can just go and check it out yourself. But there are some things I want you to see on the video. There are some things I want you to see on the video. So that's the only reason why I'm considering playing it, so that when I'm saying stuff in this video I'm making, it will look like I'm cajoling. Okay, um, let's see.
Anything trading below this low, that
Okay,
tells
you
me
can
that we
see
are now in a downward trend. The
this
market
thing
has
here.
broke structure to the downside.
I was expecting market
I
to
mean,
come up,
completing the
break
cycle of a change in trend.
above
Because
this
when a
box
trend wants to
here,
change, the
and
market
also
first
I did
have to
an
take out
analysis on H4
lows or highs. So right
that
now we have
later
taken out
played out
higher lows
while we are not on the chart.
from here. That structure on the weekly. How's this thing taking time to load? Ratio, okay? Or
Okay,
you
yeah, this
trade
is
it
the
based on
H4
other blocks. So what I was
analysis.
discussing with him was the other block here. You take this particular trade. I took my buy around the because I know from this I did
Okay, yeah, this is the analysis I want to show us on H4, where I was expecting market to tap into this other block and then drop. Okay, having this in mind and having this in mind before the weekly chart in mind before we go into the proper. So now over to the proper. Welcome to my analysis video. And first of all, I'll be talking about what we discussed from the previous. So in the previous, we were talking about what BTC is currently doing. That we said, looking at the monthly time frame, I will backward everything back to April. I mean, back to February. This is March. This is April. This is March. So this candle here is February candle. So I'll backward it to February candle. So what we were discussing there, we said the market is currently trading below this box here. I mean, below this structure. You can go back to the video to understand. We said the market is currently trading below this structure. Where I explain what this structure is all about. And then we said currently what's going on can be seen as a retest for a new drop to occur to the downward side. The only time this cannot be called a retest is if it comes up above this box. Okay, if it comes up above this box, then once market start trading above this box, we'll consider the fact that this is no longer a break and retest, right? So then we went over to the weekly time frame to check. So over to the weekly time frame, we're able to see that there are other structures there also. So I'm going to leave this time frame structure here, which is monthly. I'm going to leave the box, and then I'm going to lock it. I'm going to lock it so it can't be movable. Okay. So now over to the weekly time frame, what we could see here is that the market um, had some levels of structure, which is our higher low here, higher low and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs. After creating these higher lows and higher highs, what did we have next? We have the market coming down to break this higher low. See, this is the last higher high on this chart. So the market came down and break below this higher low. So naturally, what we were discussing back there, I can still remember the video I said, if a higher low is broken, the market is supposed to what? Come back and retest the broken region, then drop. And that's exactly what happened. So we are expecting market to come back and retest this region of this higher low and then drop. So upon retest, the market actually retest, which you can see, the market actually retests. After retesting, we look into some candlestick confirmation that we could have used to make trade. And good for us, the market give a rejection candlestick, which is a hammer candlestick telling you to sell. So if you have sold here, I think the market dropped. That was based on what I discussed, that after a breakout, we should expect the market to go up and drop. But what I was expecting was that the market would drop and create a new lower low. But rather, the market did not drop as far as that. It did not create a new lower low. What happened in the market was that the market dropped and obeyed this FU candle here, which I quite understand. And that is why it's always good to be an SMC trader. As an SMC trader, if the market fails to move as you wish and it do another movement, you will be able to understand why. In SMC, you are taught to know why every move occur. Okay, whatever move occur in the market, you'll be able to interpret why this move take place. Yeah. So now the market obey this FU candle, because this is actually an FU candle for those that are my students that already know what I'm talking about. Okay. This is already an FU candle. So this market break below here, that's why I call it FU candle. So it's expected that the market comes into the FU region, call it the FU region, which is the buy zone. So the market is supposed to come to the buy zone and tap into it. And that's exactly what the market will be before it flies back up. Okay. So now, if you are taking a trade here, from here to this place is enough for you to take profit. That's 19%. If you are trading futures with 10x, that's 190%. So what's up? So now the market is still around our weekly structure. So what we discussed there was that, okay, first we need market to come above this weekly structure here. So until market comes above this weekly structure, then we'll wait for a retest. So what we did there was that we were waiting for market to break above this weekly structure up like this, then retest. Then we can look for buy to the upper side. And I think that's exactly what has just played out. So look at it here. I was saying market need to break above the structure. This is the structure here, and then a retest. So currently market has broke the structure to $48,000 according to my arrow that I draw here. Okay. So market has broke the structure to $48,000. So far, if you forward the market, it has done that. Let's take a look at it. You can see that market has break above the structure and it even go to exactly where my line was drawn to. Okay, so then the market has dropped so far downward, which is a retest. We said it will break above it and it will retest. So the market has break out and it has retested it. So what we should be looking out for now is buy positions. So what we're expecting is that this buy position will be able to take the market upward and break this structure here. And the reason why I'm looking into this is that also the 4 hours review that I made also played out here. In case you don't know, the 4 hours review I made also played out here, which was this place here. Let's go to the 4 hours chart. So I was talking about this
my intense
here.
portrait. Listen to this.
I'm talking
The
about this
8-4
zone,
time frame is in an
forty-three
upward trend
thousand
so as to
dollars.
allow.
I'm talking about the $43,000 order block that I marked, and I said market is going to tap into it. As you
This is the
can
last
see, as
higher low
at
here.
then,
So
the
now then we
market,
had to wait
the
and see
daily
what
time frame,
happened to this higher low.
as at then, the market was still at 43,000 after this
Retest.
breakout. So we want to look for that region and see what really happened at that zone that we marked. So what we had there was this is the place here. This is it here on the 4 hours. So we had this other block marked out. Then we said, which is for $3,000. And we said market is going to come back and tap into here, then drop. So quite unfortunate, the market taps into it. but we had some major move to the upside before we were able to have a rejection downward. So if you were to trade this, you would have made money also. Perhaps after tapping into here, we'll look for confirmation entry. And if you were to use confirmation entry to take this trade, this is when you will now have the confirmation. Let me show you in case you don't know. As soon as market tap into here, we don't just sell as SMC trader. As soon as market taps into here, what we do is we wait for confirmation, perhaps maybe some break of structure. And then if you look into confirmation and break of structure, you can see that the market actually had a break of structure from here to the downside, or you can even make an entry from this particular one here. But let's say a break of structure from here, okay, was okay. Then the next thing you do is to mark the other block that caused that break of structure, which is this other block. And then the market later came back to tap into the other block that caused the break of structure, which is the instruction on how to take a trade. I'm even leaking my strategy a bit, right? So then if you take a trade from here, that is 1 ratio, probably want to exit at this other block here, right? So this other drop, you won't make money from here. This drop and this other block is where you probably want to exit. The only reason why I will put my take profits here, the bottom side, is if I want to go break even, because there's another other block here that the market is likely coming to come and mitigate, and that's the exact other block that the market came to mitigate before going up. So that is 1:5, and that is um 21% profit. Okay, so that particular analysis played out as well. This particular analysis played out as well. Okay, so if I confirm the two analysis I talked about that have played out as well, the 4 hours has been shown, then the weekly, the weekly is also currently playing out. I said the markets were waiting because we did not know what will happen next in the market. So that's why we draw this block and we say we are waiting for market to break out of it, which is already breaking out. Then we're waiting for a retest, which currently the retest is ongoing. So we are looking for this retest to give us a what's it called, an entry confirmation for us to now buy to the upper side. Because if I will be honest with you, what I'm expecting is that this market is going to break out, which is it has already done. Then a retest. After the retest, then I'm expecting a buy. This buy is going to exhaust somewhere around here. Okay, it might later drop, or I don't know what will happen, but let us get there first. So now the reason why I said this buy is going to exhaust around here, there is a reason behind that, which I'm going to show you real quick. To exhaust around here, to just spike above here. So now the reason why I'm saying that is this. On the daily time frame, we'll have some liquidity around this level, okay, which the market is probably wanting to tap in, going to want to tap in this liquidity, and then after tapping into this liquidity, it will mitigate this other block at the top side here. Okay, can you see that now? So the market has already done a retest, which I don't really know if this is a full retest. I'm still expecting it to come down because the retest was not completely done. Okay, but sometimes market can just leave us behind because already my EMA has shown that market has break out of the EMA and retested it. So we could probably have some rally and a spike up to this place. And upon getting here, I know that market is going to eat up this liquidity definitely. So this is what I'm expecting. Perhaps maybe some trickish move from here. Then we'll have a BOS and then a mitigation to the other block and then a boom to the upper side, so as to liquidate this liquidity support, resistance zone here. A lot of persons will be banking on this resistance zone that they are going to sell here with their stop loss above it. So this is the reason why we are expecting the market to break it, because people are going to be banking on it. Yeah. So these are what I'm looking at now. So okay, I've shown you what has played out so far from the previous analysis. So what are we looking at? This is part of what I'm looking at. So let me quickly draw out my analysis and then we are done with this video. How many minutes so far? I try as much as possible to make this video long, but I spent 14 minutes already. The reason why I don't want to make it long is that the reason why my videos are always long is that while I'm reviewing the market, I end up teaching people. I don't know why. Maybe because teaching is in my fucking blood, right? So so what we can see from here, even when you try to observe the technical retail perspective, what you can see for me is that this is a trend line that the market is currently following. Can you see that? This is sharp, the trend line that the market is currently following. So what I'm thinking is that perhaps the market might want to fuck up this trend line so as to liquidate a lot of people. Market moves with liquidity. You need liquidity for the market to move. So I'm thinking from the 4 hours perspective, the market is going to look at here. From the 4 hour perspective, the market is going to obey this OB here. Then after obeying this OB, it will push this OB will push it downward. What would the market be doing downward here? By breaking out downward, those that want to trade trend line will think this is a breakout, so they wait for retest for them to sell. So once it break out downward, it will tap into this place here and then zoom to the upper side. While coming, once it gets here, a lot of people think of selling based on breakout and retest, but the market will disappoint them and spread to the upper side. This is my first move from 4 hours perspective. This is my first move from 4 hours perspective. If this did not play out, then to the daily, what is likely going to play out is from here the market will just continue its moves. Perhaps maybe we just I just believe that the market is going to be downtrend. That 4 hours is 90% of what I'm vouching for. Um, then 10% belongs to this daily. That the market is just going to move all the way from where we are now, maybe some pullback, a little pullback, and then up we go to this place here, $57,000. So now the question is, sir, I'm confused. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What you are supposed to do is, if you are looking at it from the daily perspective, mark this zone here, okay, and set a buy stop above this zone. Let's do it that way. Set a buy stop at, let's see, I think here is okay. Yeah, buy stop around $49,000. So once the market breaks above $49,000, what you can do is what? You buy, okay? Or have a buy limit around that OB that I marked. I think that was somewhere around here. Have a buy limit around here. So you buy from here. If the market decides to complete that cycle, and then you put your stop loss somewhere here, stop loss below this red candle. Then you take profits at this zone here. Is that okay? That's up to 1:4, almost 1:4. So that is worth trading. So a buy limit at 43,520 is okay, with stop loss at 40,533, or a buy stop at $49,000, like I said, and a stop loss at $44,000 is also okay. But this trade is not going to worth it because it's going to be 1:1.89, except you want to adjust your stop loss a little bit for it to get up to 1:2.5, or even up to 1:3 if you want to. These are what I'm advising you to wait for. Wait for market to either break above 48,009, which is 49,000, before you buy, or wait for market to obey that 4 hours chart and dump as far as what we discussed recently, which is 43,500, before you buy again. So these are the two buys that you should be considering for 3,500. And as you can see, another reason why I'm expecting that is that my EMA, I always respect this EMA, is EMA 150. I'm not hiding it. I bought this EMA like $150 or so back then when I was learning how to trade. So you can add it to your chart as a trader. So I'm expecting market to come down from 4 hours to touch the EMA. By coming down here, it means it will touch the EMA, because it's quite long. The market touched the EMA at an edge. So far, it has been crossing it, and right here, it tried to touch it. The EMA has been maintaining the market upward. This EMA tells you where the trend is. That's what I use the EMA for. Once you're on the chart and you see the EMA below the chart like this, it means that the 4 hour time frame is an upward trend. If you go to 1 hour, you see that the EMA is telling us that the market is in the market has just switched out of a downward trend, because before it was in a downward trend, right? Now it has breakout of that downward trend. Okay, so also 1 hour upward trend. 1 hour is also telling us that we're in an upward trend so far. 30 minutes, which is the most valid part of this EMA. This EMA works perfectly on 30 minutes. So if you observe what's currently going on, the market came up to tap into this other block, Okay, and now we're having a most rejection to the downward side. Okay, so for now, if I want to sell, let's say we want to catch the sell to these 4 hours. Let's say we want to catch this particular move, we want sell from here, reach where they expect make it go. What you can do is you go to other time frame like 30 minutes and wait for some break of structures. So what you can do here is you wait for some break of structures. So these are structural level that are very valid. So you wait for markets to break them like this, then you wait for a pullback before you sell. You sell from here downward to the target level. So that's probably going to give you as far as, if you sell from here with your stop loss above this week, then target here. That's up to 1:3, and that is what it. So if that been the case, I think this will bring an end to my video. Sorry, my voice is not loud. I've been working tirelessly on some stuff personally, and I'm really, really tired. Plus the fact that I've been on a one-on-one mentorship class for days, I mean for a week now, teaching at least 4 students. So if you want to probably meet with me one-on-one as well, you can hit my DM. You can hit my DM because or drop a comment section. I'll probably check the comment section if you need my contact. My name remains Pat the Analyst. This will be the end of my BTC review. If you have a question, ask on the comment section and I'll make a video on that. Thank you very much.